Also very funny, so I do want you guys to keep going. Keep that energy going as comedians, we feed off y'all's energy. Alright? Obviously, I feed off more than energy. Alright, but keep that energy high. The more energy you guys give, the more energy you guys are going to receive. So you guys ready for next comic? Yeah? Yeah! Alright, then keep it going, please, for Nick D!
Yeah!
Thank you, such nice people. Alright, so I'm down here from New York. Moved down here a couple of years ago, and almost from the first day I got here, everybody asked me the same thing: why Jacksonville? Well, we were headed down to Boca, like everybody else from New York. I got off at Phillips Highway to use the bathroom, and I said, screw it, let's live here. But when I was in New York, I spent 20 years as a New York City cop.
Yeah!
I retired back in 2008, which is about 6 years and 50 pounds ago. And someone once asked me, what was the worst day I ever had on the job up there? Well, I think that's pretty obvious. New York City police, worst day? It was the day that McDonald's stopped selling the McRib. And the thing I liked about being a cop in New York City is that there were so many of us, so there was a lot of opportunity to move around. So I was a bicycle cop for a little while. And I don't know if it was the way I looked or whatever, but they assigned me to one of those tricycles that you see old people driving around in. The streamers, the bell, the big basket on the back. That was a little embarrassing. So I transferred on out of there and I went to the canine unit to work with dogs, love dogs. And the German Shepherd that they assigned me was a dropout from Seeing Eye Dog School. And he was a great dog, but every time we'd go out to chase after somebody, he would stop at every corner and look both ways to make sure there were no cars. God love it. We lost a lot of bad guys that way. And I'm going to spare you the story of when I worked in the motorcycle unit and I wore assless chaps. Because, nobody wanted to see that. And I did most of my time in the NYPD working the streets of the Bronx. If you're not familiar with the Bronx, it's a lot like the North Side, only not quite as peaceful. And if you're familiar with those neighborhoods, you know that parenting is not a skill that's too widely practiced. So we're on patrol one day, and I see this little kid, 6 or 7 years old, drinking from a can of Budweiser. So we pull over, I get out of the car to talk to him. I said, hey, don't you think you're a little bit too young to be drinking beer? And he said, this is nothing. I got laid when I was 3. I said, 3? How the hell did that happen? I said, I don't know, I was too drunk to remember. Well, my friends would always ask me, what TV show gets the cop thing right? You know, what's the most accurate? Well, I'll tell you the truth, I never really watched too many police shows. Always get enough of the real thing at work. Didn't want to come home and watch a show about my job. Unless, of course, that job was gynecologist. I'd watch a TV show about that. Well, better yet, gynecologist by day, cop by night. I could be the labia lawman. Or the vagina vigilante. But the reason I don't watch a lot of TV today is the lack of theme songs. You know, back in the old days, you had theme songs at the beginning of every TV show to tell you what the show was all about. Brady Bunch, fine example, referenced earlier this evening. It's a story about a lovely lady who's bringing up 3 very lovely girls. Right off the bat, they tell you who the characters are, how they're related. And by the way, am I the only one who thinks that those kids didn't grieve long enough for their dead parents? No. I mean, these are little kids. Your mom dies, you wake up the next day, and dad's doing a hot blonde down the street. It just didn't add up. But another show that had a good theme song was Gilligan's Island, right? Sit right back, you'll hear the tale of a fateful trip. You could turn the show off right there, you wouldn't miss a thing. Right? It tells you who all the characters are. It tells you how they're related. And another thing. When did the population of that island ever change? Right? You had a beautiful movie star and a cute farm girl, and nobody on that island was getting their freak on? I mean, if I was the skipper, I'd be like Marianne. Come down here and give me a hand with the captain's log. But I was, while watching TV the other night, I came across this commercial for an online school for grades kindergarten through 12. So now, if your kid attends an online college, you go the first 22 years of his life without having an interaction with a real human being. See, I'm not sure I would have liked that too much. I enjoyed my high school days, probably a little bit too much. I was a bit of a theater geek. And I was also president of my AV squad. So you know, chick magnet. But if your kid attends school online, how's he supposed to have sex with his teacher? I mean, can you believe how much this goes on today? What could these teachers be thinking? You're gonna do a 16-year-old boy and he's not gonna share it with his friends? If that was me, that shit would have been part of my yearbook profile. Football, 2-3. School paper, 2 and 3. Did Miss Webster in the art supply closet, 3 and 4. Thank you very much. My name is Nick. All right?
Yeah!